Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have...
Matthew, and I'm playing Clever Stitch, the Tabaxi Arcane Archer.
Caitlin, and I'm playing Fabler Frost, the Ace Genasi Phoenix Cell Sorcerer, and also the chat says hydrate. Channel points, we have to do it. It's the law.
Hydrate or dihydrate?
We don't have a dihydrate option. Sorry, go.
No, it's okay. I'm Megan. I'm playing Zridlandir, and tonight I will be playing a side quest where I kill bugs in my house.
Yes!
Yay!
Well, I guess that makes me Mars. I'll be playing Talroth Oakenblade, the Wood Elf Scout. Don't mind me stuffing my face.
And I'm Kez, and I'm playing Treasure Nightcrafter, the Tiefling Barbarian.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Super excited to have you guys here with us tonight. We are about to jump into our adventure, but before we get to that, we do have a couple of real quick announcements. Matthew, you want to talk to us about Norse Foundry?
Oh, yeah. So we are friends of Norse Foundry here on Rep RPG. You know them, you love them. Nope, that's the wrong one. Norse Foundry, the seller of all things dice and dice related. They got metal dice, they got aluminum dice, they got crystal dice, they got all sorts of dice. And they also, not only do they do dice, they also do dice boxes and dice towers, I think, and also dice bags. They do everything dice. We love them here on the channel. We all have at least one set of Norse Foundry dice just because we couldn't help ourselves even before we were partnered with them. But now that we are partnered with them, you can use our code REPRPG. Again, that is REPRPG, R-E-P-R-P-G, same name as our channel and all of our socials, plug. And you can get 15% off of your entire order. And now you might think, that's not a ton, but whenever you're buying dice for every dice goblin in your life, that can add up to quite a bit. Because you know that we all have at least 6 dice goblins. Even if you don't actively play D&D, you just need the click-clack math rocks. So use Rep RPG to be able to get 15% off of your entire order. That's it.
Nice.
Speaking of which, I'm just going to roll right through that. If you have not noticed, we are currently having a giveaway triggered by... what?
I'm teasing. Go. Please go.
When we hit 1,000 followers on Twitter, we're going to give away a set of Norse Foundry dice.
Yay!
Fuck all of you. I am going to burn this entire stream to the goddamn ground.
No!
There's no reason to burn the stream. It's all good. Yeah, super excited about that. Do we have any announcements from Lance or Lando?
We do, actually. We have finally shown up for our 2 shows this year. If you want to participate in Lady of the Lakes, you want to audition for Jamestown Throwdown. That's going to be coming up in Lady of the Lakes in the beginning, and I think 2nd week of November, if I remember right. 1st and 2nd? Something like that.
I'll double check that.
And the other one we have that is coming up is the Orlando Renaissance Fair, also known as ORF, and the theme for that is going to be Rumble in the Renaissance.
Arr.
Featuring all of your favorite Ninja Turtle masters, so to speak. Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, and Leonardo da Vinci, where they throw down to see whether art or science has influenced more mankind today's date. Now, if you want to audition for either of these, auditions will be coming up July 10th and 11th that weekend. Soon to come will be the actual location and times.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Thank you guys for that. We do have our streaming schedule for the week. It is up, but just a quick rundown. Tomorrow night, you can check out me and Megan adventuring through the Borderlands, being badasses, killing Handsome Jack. You know, all the goodness. All the goodness right there. Wednesday night, we're going to have Malifaux. Thursday night, it is Blood in the Bayou, Blood on Bourbon Street, Blood
on the clock tower.
on the Clock Tower. That's right. It's not. It's none of those things.
If
I
you tell
lied.
us we're playing Vampire on Thursday, we will play it, but like it's
It'll
very
be
different things.
So here's the thing. Thursday's going to be a confusing night because I will have said that. They're going to show up to play, and then I'm going to start Blood on the Clock Tower, and it's just going to be both at the same time. Nothing's ever going to get accomplished. It's going to be awful.
God, no.
So
We're gonna retheme it so that it's our first hunt, and we are all the killers. Everyone's gonna know it's us, but like it's just gonna be the vampires killing the townsfolk. That's the new goddamn plan. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, right,
So
Megan got excited. Yeah.
so we're gonna try. I think we're gonna try playing Blood on the Clock Tower. We'll see if we how we get to that. That should be exciting. And then we're back to the weekend with the PvP League, and Sunday, Wizard continues to save the galaxy in Mass Effect 2. Yeah. There we go. So I think that's all of our stuff. Everybody, yes? Looks like okay. Then let's dive in to tonight's adventure, shall we? Our adventure takes place in the lands of Lickdracht. They are lands of myth, of legend, lands where fate and destiny are very real things. Things that are not just made manifest by the will of those that are living their lives, not just made manifest by heroes or the machinations of ancient avatars, but very real things embodied in very dangerous games. And it is with that idea in mind that we begin our adventure this evening. Our heroes are on a trek to a city, the Cairndiald, I believe.
Diane.
Diane. Yep. Don't have the map up. I immediately had the panic of, yep, Cody doesn't remember the names of what he's doing.
Because we made jokes about how it's called that because Care died.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's true.
Amazing.
So, oh, it's not appropriate. There we go. Okay. They have been traveling down. You guys have made a stop at one of the River Island towns and communities. It is part of this sort of floodplain area, and a lot of amphibious, not completely aquatic, but definitely a little more of a monstrous town, but a very bustling town. It's a large town, not quite a city. It definitely has, a cast of colorful characters, including a Lockenoth, Jimmy Buffett, Jaime Buffet, if I will. And
I hate you for that. I'm still so mad. I'm still so mad about the frog. Ugh.
Yeah. A wonderful innkeep, Loxodon, and a very interesting, very mysterious old crone selling magical wares and charms and trinkets and such, who has a relic of her own, a deck of fate, something that our hero, Tauroth, had acquired some months back. I spent some time tuning to them, learning them, preparing with them, although he's never quite used them in their intended manner. And so, just as we left last week, each of them has begun to shuffle up and shuffle up their decks. And so this is where we pick up. You don't have the name of the crone, do you? Did I give you a name? I did not. Great.
Nope, never asked.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. That's good. Just making sure. I was like, man, I already screwed up names once today. Did I? Is there anything else I need to remember? So the cards are circular in their nature. They have been since their inception and design. And so they shuffle in a very odd sort of way. But her bones crackle right along with the riffle of the cards. And so you follow her in those actions. And she places the deck squarely on the table across from you and sort of gestures for you to do the same, just to the right-hand side. Now then, may cut the cards if you are so inclined. is the touch of each that ties its fates together.
Well, seeing as how you mentioned there are, well, costs associated with this type of game, I'm not sure if it was rude of me to not ask your name first, or is that something that those of us with these cards, if we just skip on that?
It is
Me learning the rules and all. Just apologies.
It is the oldest of action. Know the name of your opponent. During the game, that is one thing. But before, sometimes after, there are those who would attempt to cheat the fate that is dealt here, to manipulate circumstances leading to these moments, destiny. So, I defer to you. Pleasantry of name is important. Something we can share. You are truly a stranger to me before this moment, and I
Just gotta think about it for a second. Thinking back on some of the stuff that probably would have been taught by casts during their childhood and other things, and even talking to some of the other casters, how knowing somebody's name could be problematic in certain cases. So I'll just politely nod and just not say a word and just cut the deck.
As you do, she reaches, with keeping her eyes on you, she reaches to her left, your right, where you have placed your deck, and she slides about a quarter off the top, and then lifts the other piece and places them on top. Once you are done cutting her deck, she forward. Now then. I think it is time for us to set stakes. How deep down the well are you prepared to travel? 1, too few. 3, 5, 7. These are the numbers we tend to deal in.
Is she asking what kind of poker he wants to play? Because that sounds like 7 cards dead.
In a sort of way, yes.
Yeah.
In a sort of way, she is.
Well, I'm assuming if this is anything like other card games I've played before, this talking about anteing up some kind of gold or something else a little more valuable.
I would say more valuable, but it also would determine how much we risk, how much you might gain, but also how much you might lose. 3 cards of fate, 3 aspects of our person, up for trial, as it were. And so it would be 5, and with 7, each card represents something different. To win any, one must take plurality, but even in victory, some defeats hurt more than others.
Well, seeing as how you had me at a bit of a disadvantage here of me just learning how these rules go, if this is going to be as as deathless serious as you are implying. Maybe start off light, just to kind of get my feet wet.
All right, then. 3 cards it is. She reaches very clearly, sleeves rolled up, to her deck, and she sort of waits for you to do the same. And very smoothly slides 1, 2, 3 cards off the top of her deck. I would like you to roll me 3d20.
I'm not trusting the dice roller this time, so I'm just going to roll my dice.
Sounds good. I will trust you in this moment. So, your first d20, please.
I'm just going to take a picture just to put it to the chat so
Sure.
they can see what just happened.
That sounds good.
I'm afraid. I'd like to make an anticipation joke, but having not seen the film, I feel like I don't know how long the pause is supposed to stretch. So I
No,
can't.
Sorry, it was just my phone acting up, but
It's okay,
the first roll would be a 17.
Okay. All right. I have my. Let me grab 3 dice over here for her. And let's see. So, you flip over your card, she flips over hers at the same time. The cards look different now than you have ever seen them before. The art of them, a stylized, sort of ancient, very flat, very representative bit of art. But on the piece, there is a sort of yin-yang representation, right? And so, a 17. On the 17, you see yourself. It is as you currently are on one side, and on the other half of the yin yang, which is sort of twisting and turning, spiraling in a magical little bit of way. You realize it is instinctually, you sort of understand it is a representation of your social skills, of your ability to interact with people, of the charm that you enact on others, or the lack of it that you there have. And on hers, you see a scene of a deal. Of her making a business deal. It doesn't seem terribly important, but it seems one that definitely could go either way, represented by the 2 halves of that yin yang. So you have flipped the card of charisma. She has flipped the card of trivial future. These are what each of you are putting up in this first hand.
Talroth, you can't gamble more charisma. You know that. This is a mistake. Run away.
If I can spend my charisma to get better stuff, I will, damn it.
You don't have any to spend.
Exactly.
She slides her hand back to the deck and with you draws the second card, and you flip the second card. What did you roll for your second d20?
The second one was a 19.
Was a 19. Okay. Versus... She rolled a 14. Your 19 it is the card of possessions. It represents both what you have and could have in the future, versus what you could lose now and could lose in the future. The simplest of these is, I think your probably most valuable magic item is the Blades of Halcyon Rain, and the twinned scimitar is something that sits in your future. Whether or not you ever acquire it seems to be on the line in this. So there is that. She on a 14. You see, it is her life, her vitality, her constitution, is the card that she has flipped. And the third, what was your third D20?
18.
Wow. 18 is the card of hit points. So
And that's why I wanted to take a picture, because I rolled it and I'm
nice.
I'm not touching these.
Yeah, 17, 18, 19. Very, very cool right there. So it is. Oh, hers is a 9 on a 9. It is a defining moment of her past. And you see her eyes sort of light up when she sees it. Make an insight check.
That's a 12 on the die for an 18 total.
Okay. So she's normally very. You get the feeling she's done this before. She's normally very kind of poker faced, but you get the feeling this is a card that she's waited for the chance to play for a very long time. And you get the feeling, even though you don't know how the rest of this game is played, we've only set the stakes thus far. You get the feeling she would lose the whole match to win that trick.
Now, as we've been just drawing cards, has she just been quiet or just kind of explaining how things go?
She
like,
hasn't.
as we draw?
She hasn't needed to yet. You've instinctually looked at each of these cards and understood, because you are attuned to them, what they represent, right? And it is here. So you understand now the stakes for which we play. Well, the winner of each of these suits will gain the benefit. There is victory sometimes. It is now that we use what is ourselves at the core to decide these fates. She draws 5 cards off of the top of her deck. Watching for you to do the same. I would like you to roll a d4, 6, 8, 10, and 12.
Okay.
This will represent the value of each card that you draw.
All right. And as she was drawing the cards, everything seemed on the up and up. She wasn't trying to like slip a card from underneath or anything like that. No sleight of hand that I saw.
You can make a perception check if you would like to scrutinize her intensely.
Would I still use my passive as a floor?
Yeah, that's fine.
So that'd be a 23 perception.
Okay. No, she's made zero effort to. She has made zero effort to cheat in this particular moment, but she has drawn them with intensity and focus, right? So,
okay.
The way the game is played is this: you have rolled the value of your cards. we take turns playing the value to each of these suits, as it were, until all the cards are played. The side that has the highest value on 2 of the 3 wins and gains control of how these victories are, of their own victories and of the defeats of their opponent. The losing person just has control of any trick, any suit that they've won the victory of.
All right. And just to keep things fair, I just put a picture of the dice I rolled in the chat.
Cool. I will do the same. They are right here. I will take the picture. I will submit them in just a moment, because this is a betting game, kind of. But there you go. There is a rule where you can draw additional cards if you wager more. So if you decide to put another matter up to wager, you can draw 2 cards, but it is another field for you to lose, and your opponent has no field to lose there. So it's a tactic thing. So this is my idea. I don't know how it's going to work. We're going to find out. This has been the month of Cody Makes Up Games, and we'll see how they go, right?
I am perfectly fine being a guinea pig.
Awesome. Would you like to play first or not so first?
Well, I seem to be doing well learning by example, so after you.
All right. You have to play at least 1 card on every thing. You can play the other 2 multiples on. You could play 3 on 1, but there has to be at least 1 card on each suit.
Right.
So she pulls up her D4, her smallest card. You know it is of her lowest value. It is a 1. She places that on the matter of your charisma and her trivial future.
All right. So would I have to put my D4, or could I use any of the others? That
any card. The dice is just to create a range of value cards, right? So you can play.
And he said she rolled a 1. So if I put a D6 that rolled a 2,
you would be winning.
All right, may as well start with that. I'll just slide that 2 over to it.
Well done. She looks through her cards, and she is going to lay the 2. She's going to lay a card that is 2 on her past versus your hit points.
The past was the defining moment for her, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take my lowest one, the 3, and put it over there.
Okay. She looks down. She pulls a 6 and places it at the final suit. Constitution against possessions.
And possessions was the one about whether or not Talroth would find the swords or not, or the twin sword,
or lose. Yeah, it is about things he does own now or could own in the future.
What would happen if I put a card that was the same number, same suit, or same value?
A tie.
Then I'll slide my 6 over, make that a tie.
She will pull her 7 and place that on the suit of her past versus your vitality, your hit points.
And the values stack, correct?
Correct.
So I think she had put a 2.
Yeah, she's up to 9.
Let's go ahead and put my 8 there to make that a total 11 for me.
It's clicking.
Something wrong there.
Nothing wrong. Just debating. She is going to reach out to her deck and she's going to slide one more card into the bedding area. She rolls. She flips the card of her own possessions up to wager. She's gonna pull 2 cards. If you don't wager anything, you'll get to pull 1. You'll get to roll a d12. She'll roll a d4 and a d6.
Let's wager.
All right. Roll a d20.
That's a 13.
A 13 is it's the card of your saving throws. How you matter under pressure. So, you both get to roll a d4 and a d6. I suppose stakes weren't so small after all.
Well, just learning as I go here. Some of it still doesn't make too much sense to me, but this does seem interesting now.
Looking down at her cards, it is her turn to play. Oh no, drawing was her play. So you now have to play a card.
I'm going to go ahead and move one of the 4s I just rolled over to the new card, to the saving throws one.
She's going to lay out a 4 of her own, and she's going to place it under possessions constitution.
So that should bring it up to 10 for her.
Yes, she has a 10 under that. You have a 6.
I'm going to go ahead and move my 5 over to there to make an 11.
Okay. She will take her 8 and play it under hit points and past, bringing her to a 17.
Since that's been extremely important for her, I'll just slide my last 4 over to the possessions one.
Okay.
And just kind of give her
Your-
that knowing look.
Your possessions or her possessions?
There's a difference?
Yeah, they're on 2 different suits. So, the one where you have an 11 or the one where you have a 4?
She hasn't placed anything on the one where I have a 4.
That's correct.
I'll put it on the 11.
Okay, you're going to put it on the 11? All right. So this would be her last card. She goes ahead and plays it in the place she has to, unless she was going to up the ante, right? It is a 5. So, because you draw overall, you will take turns. You can choose which fate you would like to be the master of. Which of these suits would you like to determine? She played first. You get first choice.
Well, let's go over my possessions then.
Okay. Over your possessions, you have the capacity to determine something that you currently have of value or danger being improved or gotten rid of. Or you can place your thumb on the scale and emphasize a future that you would like to come true. The bolder your growth, right? The bigger the change you attempt to make, the bigger the deficit on your opponent it'll produce.
And considering what the possession might mean, I would be very much inclined to kind of nudge things a little bit in my favor to try to find that second blade.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 20, how hard are you pressing?
Let's go with like a 5 for now,
Like
since
a
this game is still very new.
Okay. Absolutely. You apply it, and you sort of watch her card twist a little bit, and you watch her cronish back and her gnarled fingers, sort of bones beneath her skin, shrink and wither just a little more. She decays almost. Not decays. It's... Although you watch the change happen, it is as she always was. And as she has always been. She leans forward and you can hear the bones cracking against her. Kind of you. to show such restraint. Let's see.
Well, like I said, I'm still learning as I go with this. Didn't seem too gentlemanly to throw everything out there at once.
She reaches her hand towards this defining moment in her past. And she pulls back. No, not yet. She moves to possessions. Her possessions versus your saving throws. She applies just a bit of pressure. What saving throws are you proficient in?
Dexterity and intelligence.
Okay. You're gonna lose either proficiency in one saving throw, or you can take half proficiency in each of them.
Do I get to choose which proficiency?
Yes. I will let you. She's not. Normally the winner would be like, that one, suck it. Right? But for the story of this.
Let's go half proficiency.
Okay. Half proficiency on each. Okay. Your turn to determine the outcome of your charisma versus her trivial future.
Same thing, just 1 to 20.
Yeah, give me a scale. It's more art than science at this point.
Yes, seeing as how this is getting a little bit, still keeping with the idea that still learning this game, still wanting to keep the wager light. Go for like a 4 or 5 again, just easy.
Okay. What is your charisma score?
8.
8? Okay. Since you did a 4 or a 5, that's a quarter or a fifth of what you have, right? So we're going to give your charisma a +2.
Like the score or the bonus?
The score. And raise it to a 10. She looks at you. You're kind. Should have taken more.
I'm not that greedy of a person.
Then you're in the wrong game. She reaches her hand to the defining moment of her past, and you watch as the crone that was. You see in a vision the moment that she seeks to change. A game, a wager, very much like this. She was not always old, she was not always this crone, and she was not always in this place. She was in fact quite young, quite beautiful, well established. And as she begins to press against the fate that was determined by that game, attempting to use this one, you feel your hit points begin to drain away. That well, that measure of your vitality. And it begins to decrease, and it stretches thinner and thinner. And although your constitution remains the same, your experience as bold as ever, those moments, and remember where you escaped with but a point or two, where by the skin of your teeth you were let free. You suddenly begin remembering them knocking you unconscious. Begin remembering all the times that you came near death as you took large hits and bottomed out, almost coming to below your maximum. It seems to stretch even thinner and further until the memories begin to shift of those times that you were across the veil. And as it happens, you're watching our past sort of press, sort of push, sort of force a new reality onto what is happening. And even as the entirety of your hit points drain away, it's just not enough. It's not enough for her to change her past. And so she begins to ease up. She's not going to win that wager, not the way she wants to. There's just not enough on the line from you for her to be able to change her past. Not that moment of the past. And so she begins shifting. She begins looking for something around there, for something enough so that she can change it, change her situation here. And it's just afterwards that she has the moment where, instead of wallowing in her new form, instead of failing at following her former assailant, her former opponent, she's able to rally and shift so that in her past, rather than lose the person that she had lost her age and vitality to, she's able to follow her, track her, begin to see the crone shift out of this place. She, in fact, never ends up in this small riverside town. She ends up somewhere very, very different. It is enough to drain some of your hit points, some of your vitality. What did you roll for your hit points, or do you take the...
I usually roll for my hit points.
Do you have those rolls documented?
I want to say yes for some of them, because I know I rolled them for you when we were on it. I'll just tell you what it is, but...
Yeah. If you don't, that's okay. Here's... What are your hit dice?
They are D8s.
They are D8s. Great. I would like you to roll two... Go ahead.
Sorry. Since I have 2 levels in Ranger, 2 of them are D10s.
Okay. So let's do the D10s. Okay. I would like you to roll those 2 D10 and tell me what you get.
That was a 2 and a 5.
What's your Constitution modifier?
+2.
Okay. So the 2 becomes a 0. The 5 becomes a 3. We're going to make the 0 a minimum of a 1. You're going to reduce your maximum hit points by 4.
Done.
Okay. You feel the change that you escape with the skin of your teeth in that moment. Once more, you have this instant of, that could have gone very differently. And as you look around the hut that you were sitting in, across from this old woman, this magic mercantiler, right, is no longer the odd hut that it was. It is more of just a traditional storefront with some normal alchemical wares behind a glass wall and a hutch and a door, and there is this Triton fellow that is there. Where did you come from? What are you doing? What are you playing cards on my table? It's very weird.
Wait, sorry. Sorry, just this ain't no offense to you, but wasn't there some like a turtle woman here before?
No, no turtle woman. This is my store.
I must have hit my head harder than I thought falling down that mountain. I do apologize. Mind if I start over? Hi, name's Talroth. What kind of stuff do you have in the store here, good sir?
Retro. I mostly do potions, some salves, a couple of other alchemical dibs or dabs, as they were. But it's a pleasure to meet you, Talroth.
Well, yeah, I'll just chat with them for a few minutes,
Sure.
just kind of get my bearings, and
It feels much easier for some reason. Conversations normally don't go this smoothly for you. Yeah. You may. So the benefits that you gain, because you won charisma by 1. At some point in the future, you may call upon this victory to basically re-roll a charisma check. Okay, and specifically when it comes to your pursuit of the blades, you have 5 points of destiny. You either re-roll a d20, or you can make a small edit to a scene, to what is happening, as destiny knits itself around you to ensure the outcome that you wagered and won on.
all right, this will be interesting.
So, how do you feel that went? I genuinely don't know.
That was definitely interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, so I had pieced together a list of things: family, strength, feats, alignment, trivial future, class, background, dexterity, defining moment in your past, wisdom, friends relationship or foe relationship, goal, saves, constitution, intelligence, skills, charisma, hit points, possessions, and then a roll and pick, basically the natural 20.
Yeah, it just seems like the 3 that I rolled just, okay. Rolling high was not good should not have been good for me there.
So I randomized the table. So right before you roll, I just have it on a Google spreadsheet, and I was like, randomize this column. Let's see. Like I don't want to know what it is ahead of time. I don't want high to be good. I don't want low to be good. It's just because it's meant to represent just pulling cards from a deck, right?
Right.
So there's no traditional like high good, high bad, that sort of thing. I will, because the possessions was only a small victory for her, instead of doing the half proficiency, I would like you to take a -1 on 2 saving throws of your choice out of all 6. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm still trying to measure out the gauge on that, but this is kind of the idea of those decks and what they had. So
No, I did like it. I really.
Crap.
It's gone.
No.
Sorry.
Wreak havoc.
Havoc.
Sorry.
Wreak havoc.
It's okay.
Chaos!
Everything's okay. Everything's
Okay, the stream went blank. It lost all
sorry.
our cameras.
I know.
Because you're not in the room. Fucking duh. That's my bad. Sorry.
My bad. We're okay. Everybody's okay. So sorry.
We're back.
We're back.
Oh, well, while you were left, we just rioted and we decided that the dragons are our friends now and we've saved Lickdropped. That's...
Yep.
It's fine.
Yep. We are now the players of the game.
We are the dragons.
I
fine.
legitimately thought about like goals or like future events.
Feels like a mistake.
And you being like, I'm going to decide that we're friends, and being like, okay, we're gonna treat this like a wish spell. We're gonna let
with
things happen and roll with it and see what comes out the other side. So, yeah. Anyway, Talroth has been gone for a few hours, and you guys have had the opportunity to settle in to your wonderful hotel bungalows as they were. Is there anything in particular you guys would like to do this afternoon / evening?
Clever Stitch would have liked to go to wherever the chantry board is.
Okay.
Because he's specifically looking for any information that he can find there, but specifically seeing if there's any sort of call for help for wildlife in the area, like things are running rampant in the area
Okay.
and need to be taken care of, or anything about dragons.
Okay.
But if there's like some weird herd of this thingy keeps coming by the town, or that sort of stuff that we can just kind of use as information for what's happening in the area without having to ask too many people too many questions.
Yeah. So you do know that at the where Fable was at last week, this place does pay tribute to dragons. You'd kind of piece that together. But as you look at the board, there are a few matters that seem to be of note, right? Looking for brave deckhands to hunt river fiends is sort of the biggest and boldest, and it looks like it pays pretty well. And there is a picture of like a terrifying anglerfish on there.
I hate that.
But there is that.
Okay.
There are 3 notices. Not 3. There's a notice about needing a holy man or cleric to exercise a beachfront, or seeking charms to expel undead specters and spirits. There is
Interesting.
There is a note of looking for guards on a river ship past Ridgebreak. And then there is one notice that looks like it is posted up there every day or like every week. It's on there multiple times, and there are some old ones on there. So you figure at least a year.
Oh shit.
That somebody's been posting about this. It is lost brass pitcher, and it shows a very detailed picture of the pitcher, and it looks pretty small. And he's drawn it from every angle, He even at one of them is mildly enchanted to create like a minor image as like a hologram on it.
Okay.
If found, please contact looking for people to search for lost pitcher, looking for ship, willing to hire a crew. Have you seen this pitcher? It is very just every way, shape, fashion, and
There's a djinn in
form.
there. There's a genie in that picture.
Yeah.
There's a djinn, or this is code for something.
Okay. He will just take note of all of these.
It's the loofah colors, the pineapples or whatever.
Yeah. He's gonna take note of all of these, not take any of them down.
Okay.
Because he's not trying to claim a quest when we already have 7 million. So we don't have that many. But whenever we already have shit we want to do, he's not gonna claim a quest, but he will just note all of them and then return to our hotel.
Thank
you, Talroth, for letting me know. I appreciate it.
I really would like to say, if we derail this for a pitcher quest, I'm fine with that. If that's how we die, I am giving permission and full consent for Fable to die looking for this haunted pitcher. Because what? It might just be me.
Listen, I also want to go see beach ghosts, to be fair. I want to see ghosts that are haunting the beach just by laying out on ghost towels, trying to catch a ghost tan, and failing miserably.
So specific. I'm so happy though. Let's do that too. This is side quest town. Time has stopped. We get to live here for a minute and just do things.
I just want to say, Matthew, I pictured the ghosts literally taking off their sheets, laying them down,
and then laying atop of those ghost sheets as beach towels. Yes.
You have to do all the side quests in Side Quest Town before you do the main story. I mean, that's just...
Absolutely. Time will freeze so that you can do that.
I'm sorry,
The dragon will stay there, just like in Skyrim. No dragon, anything will proceed.
In the Hinterlands Dragon, if you walk away, it's still there when you come back later because it knows you're not the right level yet.
Yes.
Y'all, we're so close to leveling up. He said we weren't there yet, but almost. I say we stay here for a level's worth of stuff.
To be able to get a level, right?
And then it feels unsafe to venture out without getting that level.
Liverstitch is a little concerned about the fact that there is apparently a giant, scary anglerfish in this river that we are proceeding to float down. And we'll take special note of that. But yeah, he will return to the crew with what he has learned.
Okay. Treasure, what are you up to in town? You were not here last week. You didn't get the chance to explore. What would you like to be getting up to?
I want to explore if there's, because it seems like we're going to be here for at least a couple days. Like, not that we're going to spend an entire week or two here, but at least spend, a couple days here doing things, restocking. And one of the things that I would like to do is see if I can put together a little girls' day for Saride, Fable, and Treasure.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. There's a wide variety of people in town.
Picnic?
We have a little girls' day picnic. That would be
picnic.
There are seems like every fruit vendor or food vendor or the barber, right? They all seem to have salves and creams and beauty products, and you sort of get the feeling that they're all mundane, right? Most of them are probably hokum, I guess, placebos, or they're made with I got an aloe plant out back, so here you go. Here's a chunk of aloe, And you feel like there's something perhaps now missing in this town that that means all of these people are attempting to solve or fill in that void.
That's interesting, especially considering we're located near an ocean, correct?
I mean, not really. You're a couple of weeks, I'd say, away from the ocean.
But there's still like
there's
a lot
a river
of water around here.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a very big river that runs through here.
Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't they have trading routes, and why wouldn't they have all these other things?
I mean, yeah.
Well, I guess beauty plans are out, but they should at least have some decent fruit and stuff to put together a cute little picnic.
Oh yeah. You absolutely can put together a picnic, and if you want any of the creams, you are absolutely welcome to purchase them. They are nominally priced, and they smell good. At the very least, they smell good. You know.
I'll probably purchase one of the creams at least because it smells nice.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do is, because since I know I have a lot of it, and I do it well, I'm just going to have fun playing with everyone's hair. So I'll purchase some sort of nice smelling hair cream.
Okay.
And lots of fruits. And we're going on a relaxing picnic. Because everybody's been awfully stressed.
It has been a stressful time lately.
That makes me so happy.
Okay.
And if we're going to go deal with dragons, we're going to go do so looking cute. Because you can go look cute and kill dragons. These things are not mutually exclusive.
Afterwards, camera cuts to all of us trussed up like when the beast has all of the bows and stuff. Like, we've just gone overboard. And it's just curls and bows and floof. It's fine. Fable's on board with it. Saride makes it look good. I look awkward as shit. I'm sure Treasure looks like is really excited to be doing it, but it doesn't quite match the armor. Like,
Doesn't Fable have short hair? Like,
he does. I can figure it the fuck out.
how many bows and barrettes are you gonna fit in the short hair?
You know what? If you want to
How
ask
many
that,
you got?
You gotta say, she has my length of hair. Let's go to Publix, buy a bunch of hair barrettes, and find the fuck out, sir.
Are you telling me you don't own hair barrettes? Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
no.
Oh, well. Yep.
There
Oh,
we
no.
go.
Well, on that note,
You hate to see it so late in the game, kids. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Go. All right, I'm ready.
All right. So while that's happening, Treasure, you can gather up the girls for your girls' day, or we can move forward. What would you guys like to do?
Well, it seems like Fable's already getting started on putting
Yeah,
in all the
yeah.
votes.
Yeah, 2. Sorry about the D&D,
As this
kids.
is
This
going-
is the stream now, so
While this is going on, Treasure's going to be braiding bits of Saride's hair. So how are you holding up after everything? I know it's been a lot.
I'm fine. How are you?
It's been an event. Bloodburner's he's an event. He's great, don't get me wrong, but he's definitely an event.
You're an event. He's
Oh,
in good
that's true.
hands.
I was just worried because I know everything that went down with how did Talroth pronounce it? Shane.
It's not important. He won't be coming up again.
Okay. I was just more worried about you. I might have given him the evil eye once or twice. But, you know, I just wanted to make sure you were okay. And, like, while Fable's continuing to put on bows, Treasure has offered her some fruit and is just doing her hair and having niceties.
We're at 10 so far. 10.
question asked and answered. So there you
There's
go.
more room. I'm not done.
Okay, well, 11.
The whole time, Treasure's like, besides, you did better. I mean, look at Thozen. I'd say he's a snack, but he's the entire buffet.
Yes, he's quite wonderful, and he's going to learn how to make breakfast. So, you know,
Well,
that's
yeah,
a win-win
that's-
for everyone.
That
Elephant
is
who
a
wants to
bonus.
climb him is going to teach him, right?
Yes.
listen, I'm on board. Can we keep him? I'd like. It would be great if one of us knew how to cook like properly like that. Because don't tell Screebers, but his bacon has been tasting a little bit off lately.
Little short on taste.
Yeah.
Personally, I like my things charred, but that's just, nature of the beast, I suppose. I know Talroth and him have been fighting a lot about it.
Short on taste.
Your opinion is psychosomatic.
Screamers, when did you get here?
I am always here.
Well, if you're here, you're welcome to join our girls' day, I suppose. There's a little extra fruit if you want.
Scribbles does not need your girl's day. He moisturizes daily.
Smart.
And your skills definitely show it. By the way, don't trust the moisturizer from around here.
He sort of he does the Looney Tunes tongue lick of his whole face, and then very properly departs.
I stand corrected to ride. Myself and Bloodburner are nowhere near as much an event as Screebers.
Oh goodness, no. No.
17, by the way, and that's only because I ran out of visible bows. Everything else is like bobby pins, and the number does not exist. But I've run out of real barrettes. So 17 is the correct answer. So I'm guessing Fable with some creative everything could have like 20.
Okay.
And now I just need a picture of Fable with all these bows in her hair.
Now we know. This is my life now.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I regret nothing.
No one's asking you to. Oh, man. 17. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, while you guys are doing that, it is a wonderful afternoon. Talroth is sort of feeling out his new reality, as it were. And, Talroth, I do need one thing from you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You do remember the game, and you remember her disappearing and things changing. But it is an odd double memory the rest of your time in this place. As you experience both, you remember both what it was like with her shop here and what your walk to that Triton store was like without her shop here. And it is, it is by direct result of her never coming to this village, to this town, that these vendors have their own creams. There seems to be fewer people. It also seems like there are more hauntings and river. The river thing is something that comes up now. It is a different place, but you remember them both.
No, I haven't been drinking. What the hell is going on? So I'll probably find a spot maybe near the caravan, but just kind of out of sight of everybody.
Sure.
Just kind of plop myself down out of sight and just start looking through that deck of cards again, just seeing if anything changed there.
The change is primarily on the shifts in the tricks that you won and the ones that you lost, whereas before they were two sort of sides of a coin, right? Now one of them is much more prominent. The other one seems to be less so, right? But those are sort of smallish shifts. But you are getting, you're understanding at least kind of how they work. So
Now, when you mentioned that that this turtle woman was doing her stuff, would I have seen what she was changing?
Yeah. You did see the vision of her past that she changed. You were privy to that, and she solidified. There was a very particular possession that she gained a hold of from her fairly recent past. You don't know exactly what it was, but it looks like it was a potion of some kind. But she did that before she adjusted the past, so you don't know if that actually happened or not. Not quite sure which of those supersedes the other, or if they both can confer at the same time.
Would I have been able to recognize the area she was in?
Oh, when she had previously played, make a history check.
I should be decent at these. Total 11.
11. It doesn't look like any place you've been. From what you remember seeing, it does feel like it was someplace in Eastern Lickdracht, but you don't know. It reminds you of the coastal cities, the capital cities, the larger Lickdrachtian cities.
Yeah, I'm just taking out a notebook and just trying to write all this down before I forget it all or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just... I need to find Screebus. He might actually know something about this. He's going to make me apologize for the burned food jokes. Might be worth it. And I'll see if I can find Screebers.
Yeah, sure. Make a perception check.
20 total.
Yeah. You see Screebers. He seems to be re-entering the village from the western bank, which is towards where the beaches and stuff are. He is... Yeah, he's
He has braided bows into his beard. We have done it. It has happened into the Fu Manchu. There's flowers.
Yeah, he's looking glorious, and on his way in.
Screebus, excuse me.
What?
Was that all fable, the treasure?
You think I don't like flowers?
Well, you've never mentioned before you like flowers or anything, so I just took a wild guess at first.
No, it's true. I'm not a big flower person. Yeah, it was treasure and fable. Zerai. I think it was less Zerai, but it was mostly treasure and fable. So,
Ryan has taste, and we were just like, pretty, go on. And Sarai's like, that wrong color palette, right? Like, I feel like she had taste to be like, no, that doesn't work.
I mean, she didn't actively participate, but all it takes for bad beauty to flourish is the complacency of fashionable people.
Well, that is that is some mighty fine wisdom right there, and it's actually your intelligence and wisdom that I'm actually in. I don't want to say desperate, but I am in need of.
Ah, so finally you have come to your senses. I'm sorry, Megan. I was teasing. Oh no. All right. I appreciate that you have finally come to your senses. Tell me, what is it that you require of Screamers? What knowledge do you seek?
I'm gonna kind of kneel down a little more to his level, so we're speaking a little more eye to eye.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out the deck. Like, do you know what these are?
Let's find out. Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely know what those are. Those are cards.
Well, I do understand they are cards, but at least the particular game that goes with them, something related to a great game, perhaps.
I don't
Maybe
think
you
it's,
can.
I don't think it's a great game. I mean, can you really call it great if somebody just loses their entire past and rewrites all of history? It feels sort of like a cheaty game, or a breaking game, or a I don't know, sort of an addictive, devilish game.
Now, that kind of knowledge right there is exactly why I think you were the best one to ask.
Ah!
So I'll just put the cards away. And I will probably spend as much time as he's willing just asking him about these cards, about if he's heard of other people with them, just any information I can pull out of him about it.
So, I've never seen them. Actually, I think I've seen them maybe once in person. I've never seen them used or played. There have been some reports of them, but most of the people back in Dorian's Dawn consider them to be more myth or metaphor or legend. They were something very, very old, older than the Arms of the Fated, which I think they were sort of a prototype for. This is how people would get out of the great game before. You would sort of wager, and some people say that this was how the great game was originally played. I don't think that's true. But the cards are dangerous, to say the least. Very messed up. They're rare. People that have them, very, very rare. A lot of people that have them spend long time with them. Is a lot of times they are playing for life, longevity, eternity, to change things, to make sure certain things happen or don't happen.
Like maybe if somebody had gone into the past and picked up a potion before they played a game to change certain things.
Yeah, possibly. I suppose, yeah. Could be different. You know, it's not real clear what the limits are or what the rules are. It seems to be more a consensus between the players. It's, they work as, bits of psychic connection. They say reality is only what we perceive, and the perceived reality is merely a consensus of the intelligent mind. This brings that consensus into cohesion, or into dissonance.
This is reminding me an awful lot of how people were talking about Velxa, and beholders in general.
Oh, sure, yeah, definitely based on a lot of aberrations. Velxer and Beholders do alter reality. A lot of aberrations do. Also, some of the great ancient deities, you know, outer gods and things like that. Creatures of pure madness and insanity, because nothing really means anything, and when you realize that, you fall down this terrifying hole that just reminds you that it's all pointless. And then, why do anything? But it's nice to know that if you had the right card, maybe you could make a difference in your own life or somebody else's. But, you know, it's the ever-creeping dread that really drives home
these moments of fun that I think we share, Talroth. You and me, buddy. Just arguing about bacon couldn't mean less in the world. Except that I'm right, and you're wrong, and you need to admit that.
Crispy bacon is delicious. I will give you that one.
There you go.
But there are sometimes when the meat is just so overcooked and it goes beyond well done.
I'm sorry, I didn't need a jaw workout with my bacon.
I don't know why Screebers has become a Muppet, but apparently he needs Muppet head as he talks.
He was always a Muppet, okay? He was always a Muppet, and
This
we
is
have
just
to
the natural order of
acknowledge
things.
this.
This is the natural evolution of Screeber's
Yeah.
Muppet head. Yeah,
This-
all right.
way.
That'd be out. I guess we'll just keep chatting stuff as
Sure.
we're waiting for everyone else.
Yeah.
Nihilistic Muppet. Sure.
So yeah, that is sort of Screeber's talk. You guys, the evening does come. You guys gather up back at the inn, where Thozen has so graciously played host to the host to get you guys a wonderful discount. You share the events of the day. If you guys would like to have any conversations, you may do so now. Otherwise, we will move on to tomorrow and see what you guys would like to do with the next day.
Oh, on the way home, Treasure just would have wanted to buy like a bottle of mead on the way home or something, like some sort of drink to share with everyone when we get there.
Absolutely.
Oh, good. You said meat. I heard meat, and I was like, a bottle of meat? How much did we change the past that now they're selling bottled meat and we're just okay with it?
Well, you all would know that a bottle of meat is
Exactly,
perfectly fine.
Just normal.
Treasure, you don't have to buy bottled meat. I bottle our own meat, okay?
Talroth would still just be sitting around just as we're drinking, just double taking on everything, just like he is just confused more than usual right now.
You okay, Talroth? Like, she slides some of her own drink over to him. You're extra fidgety today.
It's been a very interesting day.
Talroth saw the time knife.
That's a good way to put it.
He saw the what?
I beg your pardon.
The time knife.
And what is that?
A little more details.
It's a metaphor for, well, watching all of reality around you shift. It's time, but you knifed it. Time knife.
Persia, calm down.
Well, put it this way. We walked into town, and I remember walking in, and everybody was all nice and friendly. But also walking in, remember hearing about stories about hauntings and some like demon fish in the river.
Yeah, there are demon fish in the river.
There were no
That's-
demon fish in the river when we walked in.
There were.
mean-
Do we remember this? Do any of us have the double memories? Is my question actually. No.
No.
So yeah, all of us just remember the demon fish version of reality.
Yeah, you probably received a warning about the river fiends when you set out down the river from the Wildlanders.
Amazing.
That and
Yeah.
seeing the listing of it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the river demons have they weren't new once we got here. They were
It's Stitch.
Yep, I know. Fuck me. I can't figure it out.
Maybe Stitch has always been Southern. This is
He
a weird.
hasn't,
Who
but
fucking
it's
knows? man?
fine.
Well, it's all them other Southern characters
I
that
know. Listen.
that Matthew has that just
I
sort of
know.
ruined Clever Stitch.
I mean, at this point, Talroth wouldn't even just. Was he always Southern, or was he not? I can't remember now.
This
I
is
remember-
this
I
is the
remember
perfect
accents.
moment for you to change.
For me to fuck up.
Yeah, this is it. This is
Oh god.
Listen, if you needed if this is the reason a hard reset. Quick, everyone change your classes if you've wanted to this entire time.
I
And
wouldn't-
we'll just No, I'm kidding.
I know. I'd say I don't know about class changes. Maybe accents. You know, if this crone lady is now back east, probably where Clever Stitch's Tabaxi tribe wandered, or could have had a different accent, could have settled in a different place because of something she did. Like there's plenty of things to change. Yeah. Let's
meat is
He'll
a
just
thing
be
now.
a professional and figure out how to do his voice. It just might take me a minute because I'm
I'll
not.
just be a professional. It's so hard.
It is.
It's the worst.
just a butterfly effect. All right.
Talroth, did you have some of the dreamy stuff after we left the dwarven? Like, is that what happened?
It wouldn't take this long for it to kick in unless you put it in a vial and saved it for later.
I don't know.
Now, I don't even know what it was Sirach drank, so I couldn't even find any extra to kind of slip out later. But nah, just found this shop. But the shop is also this alchemist shop where there's a Triton. But when I went in, there wasn't no Triton. It was some turtle lady, some old turtle crone. But yeah, she had the same deck of cards, and I'll pull out the circle deck.
Of course she did, Talroth. Right, everybody? We know about the turtle lady.
Can I cast Greater Restoration on him?
Yes.
Ooh.
You can. Yes. Make me a spellcasting check.
Also, it's interesting that Screeber doesn't want us to know about it. I'm concerned.
Actually, Screebers, you can make an insight check on Screebers.
What do I add?
Your charisma.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, nice.
Insight on Screebers, by the way, 17.
Okay. So Screebers believes Talroth. He's not doing this because he was trying to trick you all. He's kind of just fucking with Talroth. There's that.
I figured he was at this point since we had talked about it earlier.
Yeah, he believes what Talroth is saying, but he genuinely doesn't remember the turtle lady. But he's like, there's no reason Talroth would lie about the turtle lady, and he asked about the cards. Like he's like, yeah, that makes sense, but he's like, nah, I'm not making it easy on him. So the Greater Restoration. It's not like modify memory. He does remember correctly, and so as you
Well,
yeah, go
if
ahead.
I may.
Please,
So I
please.
was reading it, and so I can end one of the following effects: something that charms or petrifies, a curse, neither of those are right, or any reduction to one of the target's ability scores, one effect reducing the target's hit point maximum.
Ooh. Okay. So it doesn't affect.
Okay.
Because his hit point maximum has always been this hit point maximum.
Okay.
His saving throws have always been this. It is, and to justify it, it's there. These are effects of like long-term injuries that he sustained as a child or at different points growing up.
Adventuring without a healer this whole time. It's dangerous, kids.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Holds out healer.
So yeah, your magic feels like there's something to take hold of there, and then just as you're like, oh, it something is wrong with him, it fizzles in the way that restoration spells do when there's nothing for them to affect.
Okay. Okay.
Weird.
Yeah, it's just I'm remembering we weren't told about them demon fish, and we were told about the demon fish. It's like it's just, but I got both.
Can Clever Stitch do a? I don't know. guess an Arcana check or some shit to see.
Sure.
Because I don't know if Clever Stitch has ever noticed. Like, I know that Treasure and Talroth play poker with these cards.
Yeah.
But it's never been like a significance about them. They've just been weirdly shaped cards. Unless they've said what they are, but I don't think he has, to my knowledge. But we've also been playing for a long time.
I think this is the first time it's been explicitly described.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay, cool.
They have been described as odd cards or weird cards that they don't really know how to use or play with, but they
Sure.
they've been doing it anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So, but this is the first time you've probably taken like an interest or like a hard look at them. So yeah, if Talroth will let you see them, you can make an Arcana check.
Do you mind if I?
Can I assist with that if he's allowed to?
I'll just put them all together, slide them over. Yeah, just be careful with them. Those things,
As
Fair
you
enough.
do, Talroth, most of them you don't mind sliding over, but there's one that just sort of, as Clever Stitch goes to take them, your fingers stay on the top, and the top card just slides off the deck and stays on the table, stays with you.
I'll just hang on to this one, just in case.
Can I check
Alright.
what that card is?
It's on the table.
Like in that split second when it slipped off the top?
You guys are just sitting there. You can't. You're not going to see the bottom of it unless you want to
Okay.
reach out and try to flip it or ask him.
Yeah, I'd be just palming it in my hand right now.
So if he's playing with it, you can make a
Alright.
perception check on it. Yeah.
Oh no. I'm so excited.
Too bad.
What's the perception check?
Is an 18.
An 18. Yeah, you.
My dice make squishy noises.
Oh,
That makes me so happy.
I got the
Good.
sanguine dice set.
Yeah.
So when you roll them and they hit the borders, it makes sounds.
Good.
And it's really bringing me a shit ton of joy right now.
That's perfect.
Good.
yeah. So as Talroth sort of twists the card around, it's a picture of Talroth, sitting at a card table, seemingly playing with these cards against a shadowed figure, a person that you can't really see or recognize. Yeah. So, make your Arcana check with advantage as Fable gives you your help, Clever Stitch.
You got it, dude. Oh, that's not bad. Modified 20.
Modified 20. Yeah, they are definitely magical. You have heard about your time in Dorian's Dawn. You probably have heard of odd decks of magic cards. The most famous is the deck of many things. This doesn't look
Of
like
course.
that. This looks like some form of variation. And you're
Okay.
as you're looking over the pieces, some of them seem very particular to Talroth. Some of them seem much more generic, sort of major, minor, arcana kind of cards, right?
Okay.
Most of them are yin yanged, so that one side shows a positive aspect or a positive outcome. The other one shows a negative moment or a negative outcome. You can kind of, it all sort of kind of makes sense. The longer you look at it, though, the less defined each of the pictures and murals seems to become.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
And you,
Um,
you got a 20.
Yes.
Why don't you make me a history check as well, and a fable if you would like to assist. You can, as you guys are
Please.
talking through these things.
You got it. Another modified 20. Thank God for advantage, because the other one was a fucking nat 1. So, thank you.
Nice. Yeah. So, couple of things. You both have heard the stories of different decks of cards that have done these sorts of things. What Talroth is describing is a result of a sort of forbidden school of magic, which is temporal, time magic. It is a theorized magical school. It is not one that has many practical uses or applications, as the magic required to utilize that is what is essentially the value of a first level, second level maybe sort of spell, the time spell, right? Time stop. But it's kind of useless. It's an extremely difficult spell to cast. It's a 9th level spell, but the value you get out of it is similar value you would probably get out of like a 2nd or 3rd level spell, to be honest, right? And the reason for that is that temporal magic is so very difficult and extremely dangerous. The other thing you guys know is that there's a mirror school to it. It is a fate or a destiny magic school. There are lots of different classes, lots of magical types, usually dealing with cards or dice or bones or implements of chance, right? It's an extension of the divination school. But whereas divination sort of in minor ways peers into the future and makes minor adjustments to it, it's that amped up, right? Both of these schools are mostly implemented through magical items and arcane eldritch machines and instances of great effort, right? Usually not wielded by sole individuals. The last bit of information I can give you guys about this stuff that you would know from your time, in Dorian's Dawn, just around people like Wyatt, is that there are entities from Mechanus, extraplanar beings, who make it whose sole purpose is to preserve time.
Yes.
They are, a word for them is the inevitable. The inevitables.
Ah, yes. What fun. We love them.
They combated by the Iron Men.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Tight. He will explain as they are kind of brainstorming aloud. All of those things to the group. I mean, what he's saying is possible that it happened. Weird, but possible.
And also, to be fair, I mean, she just looks at Talroth and then proceeds with the conversation with a apologetic sort of, you're a lot of things, but a liar isn't one of them. So I don't, and well, you do drink, and you've never hallucinated when you drink, so don't feel like this is that, which leads me to the conclusion that it's more than possible, it's probable that he's telling the truth, and this is something strange.
Did anything else change?
Yeah, let's go through a checklist. Tell us what you can remember about the other version of now, not the one with the demon fish. Are any of us dead, for instance? If so, stop trying to remember and we'll just be here and be fine and let it go. But if we're not, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, there was a game, right? So you played, and then we got demon fish. What did you get out of it? Were you bad? Did you lose?
Is this because you fucked up? Is this because you're not good at cards?
Well, no, I know how to play cards and all thanks to fucking around with treasure in this little deck here, but yeah, it seemed kind of like I won a couple suits, she won a couple suits.
What'd you win?
Something about I'll taking the deck back from Stitch for a second, just kind of thumbing through them, and I'll just flip over each appropriate one.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one here about possessions, something about at least what came to mind was the swords. So I won on that one. So
Well, that's good. You've wanted those a lot, so.
Yeah, flipping over the other one that represented charisma. Apparently, I wanted this one too, but didn't really notice much of a change.
What do you mean you wanted charisma?
Exactly.
That's what I was gonna say.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, we let you talk all the time. If you were bad at charisma, why would we let you talk?
Okay, so there's definitely some kind of change there, because before, half the time half y'all tell me to shut up and not talk to anybody.
But I remember you talking to all of these people, like, all of the time. Pretty much all of these situations in which almost anybody would be a better person to talk. But if you had no charisma, why would the party let you do that? That makes no sense.
Well, to be fair, there were a few times I just threw myself in the front, just start talking anyway to cause a distraction. But
You're not that
that's besides the
rude.
point.
Oh, no, I don't think that's true at all. You must have gotten this one wrong. It's always been that way.
You're welcome.
Oh no.
This is the weirdest, best justification / retcon of an entire goddamn campaign I've seen in my entire life.
Right? There you go.
I'm broken. I quit. I don't know how to handle this anymore. I have to leave. My mom called. I have to go home.
Well, here's what we're going to do, kids. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and we're going to put ourselves together. We're going to try to come back and continue our adventure. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We love you here at the Rep. We will see you guys in just a couple of minutes. But until then, stay tuned. Come back, everyone. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have...
Matthew playing Clever Stitch, the Arcane Archer Tabaxi.
I'm playing Fable Frost, the Ace Genasi Phoenix Hill Sorcerer.
I'm Megan playing Saride, the Eldrin Glamour Bard.
Yeah, this is Maz playing Talroth Oakenblade, the Wood Elf Scout, or so he thinks.
And I'm Kez, and I'm playing Treasure Knight Crafter, the Tiefling Barbarian.
All right, sounds good, guys. So you guys were just discussing and discovering all of the differences that Talroth has recently experienced. To everybody else, seems a little weird, a little crazy, not outside the realm of possibility, but just very much that this is what you always remember. So. You guys are welcome to. We can continue having a conversation if you want. You guys can call it a night. Pick up tomorrow. This is whatever you guys want to do at this point. We are on player timetable, as it were.
Clever Stitch would just make sure to mention all of the things that were on that board to everyone. I don't particularly think that any of these give us any new information, other than the fact that the sea creature wasn't always there. But yeah, I think our plan from here. It was to search for an underground river go about, right? And if we can't find that, to go south?
Yeah, I think we had heard a rumor about a couple underground rivers to get us to Kaerdain or Kaedain. I can't even pronounce it right. So, but yeah, I think worst case was heading down to Ridgebreak and going from there, seeing if there was anything around there.
All right. Well,
Yeah, the 2 points were at the fork.
right.
To
right
the
before they reconverged, right?
right, yeah, over at the far left,
Uh-huh.
kind of near that volcano.
Uh-huh.
Near. There's clearly mountains
On the
in
other side
between.
of the mountain ridge.
Right,
from the
yeah. I
volcano,
mean,
yes.
there's clearly a lot of other stuff happening there.
Yeah, right next to it.
Yeah, right there, or pretty much right where it says Ridge, I believe was the
Got it.
was the other place. So yeah, you guys can head back tomorrow. You can stick around and fight a noon wraith. I think, I don't know, some sort of beach wraith. I figure it's got to. I'm pulling a Witcher 3. There are multiple wraiths. This one likes hanging out in the day, apparently.
Love
Weird.
it.
Yeah,
Love it. Listen, he just wants a tan.
yeah.
All right.
I think the noon wraiths are technically brides or something, and
He just wants a tan.
it's true.
For
Got it.
her wedding.
Yeah, yeah. He wants a tan for his big day.
Yeah. The picture.
Okay, but
The
I have to
picture
know now.
did... What?
Do ghosts tan gray or red?
Depends on how long they stay out, right?
I mean, it probably
They get the
starts
ghost
one
man?
and then turns the other. It's kind of, yeah.
They
That's
just
what
tan.
Fable
Okay.
does, right?
They yes, I'm very transparent and the longer I'm in the sun, the more opaque I get. It's not actually a color shift; it's more of a transparency shift.
There you go.
Good to know. Good to know. But I am interested in the picture. I'm not going to lie, only because it has been missing for like a year,
And who's gonna?
nobody
I'll tell
has
you- yeah.
searched for it.
I kind of want to at least go talk to whoever's looking for it, because if they're just like the town drunk crazy person, maybe that's why no one has done it. If it's just that they're haunted, maybe we investigate.
I mean, I'm also like, we do have some pressing things to do.
Yeah, but a
So
chess
I'm all
set
for leaving.
wasn't a big deal either, and look, it's been very important. Like, I feel like innocuous things here are stronger that it's never just a fucking deck of cards. It's never just a chess set. There's more important, bigger things attached to all these weird things, and I'm grateful for all of them. It'd be sad if we didn't pick them up. So I don't want to miss. Also, as Caitlin, I'm going to mention there's a thunderstorm right on fucking top of us right now. So if we suddenly vanish, folks, that's why. It's 'cause internet. So I'm just saying out loud in case the internet kills us. We'll try to come back, but if not, like, stay tuned on the Discord. We'll let people know. But that's what I have. So there, carry on.
The thoughts?
Well, if I know we do have that slight bit of a time getting stuff from the dragons, but yeah, if we can hit a few things up on the way down to that city, I don't see why not.
All right. I wonder if this picture is also new to this timeline.
Curious.
You remember? Were we told
Right,
about a
please.
picture, a haunted picture,
Nope.
on our way down?
No one checked the
Alright.
board before the time swap.
I know. All right. So in the morning, we go search for a crazy person that wants to find a picture?
Yep.
All right.
I guess from there we'll just, kind of juggle it and see if it's something that we can do super quick. If not, we just proceed down to dragons.
Hell yeah. Who knows? Maybe it's a haunted pitcher and he thinks that somebody tried to toss it into the volcano that we will find an underground river towards. And it'll all line up.
It might also just be Grandma's ashes.
Maybe
but she
they
could be
got
haunted
thrown
some shit.
into a volcano because they're cursed. Probably not. All right, let's go to sleep and then find out more in the morning.
All right. So, you guys do gather yourselves in for the evening. It's a very lovely place. It is enjoyable. You have your own sort of bungalows, lots of large beds, and then like big canopy hammock beds. Each of the beds has like the mosquito nets over them, because you guys are in like a floodplain kind of riverbed area, right? So a little quasi swampy for some. The night is cool. It's enjoyable. There is a wonderful dinner that has been prepared with a little extra love and care from your Loxodon host, which is humorous at the very least. And yeah, are you guys doing anything special as far as guarding or putting your things places or anything along those lines?
I'm just making sure to keep the cards on me, making sure that pouch stays on me at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And at least the household rain swords just within arm's reach.
Okay.
Bloodburner is probably within arm's reach as well. Not that he wouldn't start screaming if he wasn't. And something came in the room.
Yeah. All right.
Nothing on Clever Stitch's end.
Cool. Sounds good. The night passes seemingly without incident, and and so you guys rise
You can't say that on nights like tonight where the cards have happened. You can't say seemingly, okay? Time has just shifted now. Don't say seemingly. I'm gonna check all of our stuff.
Make an investigation check.
Okay, good. It's gonna be my highest roll of the whole game. I swear. For this. 19!
19 total?
Yes.
Yeah, you go through your stuff. It all seems to be there. Yeah.
Cool.
Right. So
yeah.
go to the board and go grab the year's worth of wanted posters.
Okay. Yeah, you head there. Are you going to take them all, or are you just going to grab? Oh, you're going to grab all of them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Okay.
I want to pocket the one that has a minor illusion picture on it. Keep that one because it's shiny. And then we can take the rest of them to whoever keeps posting them.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So it is listed on there as Bumped a Small is the person you should see about the person you should see about the bounty, about the job. Yeah, you guys ask around. You find Bumped is a gnome that is lives just sort of on the outskirts of town, on the northwestern point of the city. Has a fishing hut, as it were. Has a bunch of boats and nets set up outside. Looks like mostly canoe and rowboat size, but he does seem to have like some like small sails he'll put in the boats. A wide variety of them. A lot of different nets. So, yeah, his door seems to be closed. What would you guys like to do? You give it a knock. After a few minutes, you hear, "Who's there?"
Intrepid adventurers, here to find your pitcher.
You're from out of town?
Yeah?
Good.
The fact
All
that he
right.
knows we're not local.
I don't, well, because after a year, the locals finally decide it's pitcher
Yeah.
time.
Listen, someone could have gotten a hit on the head. Time has shifted.
You know,
Anything's possible.
this time change, butterfly effect.
Right. So. Stay there. Hold on.
All
Door
right.
door comes swinging open with a fury, and there is this this blue-haired gnomish fellow who has the sides braided tied along his head, sort of Viking woman style, but the front is like this troll doll like swoop. It looks very much like Crashing Waves, a light blue mixed with like a foam green and white. Sort of slightly large nose and ears stick out just a little bit. He's kind of crazy-eyed and slightly wild. But he is tough to tell the age of gnomes. Middle-aged, you would assume. Bumped anew. Who are you? Bumped anew. Bumped a small. Bumped a small anew.
Clever Stitch, at your service. We are the archivist. That's the one, right? Matthew got the name right, I think? Perfect. We are the archivists. We're from out of town. We solve all problems, big or small, and pitcher or bowl.
Ah. Are you from upriver or downriver?
Moment, upriver, normally very far away.
Right, but I'm saying right now, did you come from upriver or downriver?
Up.
Ah, upriver. Uprivers. I like uprivers. Where'd you come from?
Do we know if it is weird for us to refer to the Forge or the Wildland? Like, are those places that people should not be?
Well, the Forge would say no. Wildlander Village, it would seem slightly odd, but he would know where it was.
Or House of Shields?
House of Shields, Wildlander is probably the most recognizable. Yeah.
We just passed through the Wildlander village.
Ah, good. Former Wildlanders. I like you. Now, you came here. You came from Wildlander lands. You probably have carts, don't you?
Yes,
Can I see your carts?
maybe.
All right. I like that. Good. Did you stop anywhere on your way?
No.
You didn't.
I mean, we had to evade a rather scary lightning thunderstorm.
Oh, you
so we
did?
had to- so
That
we
was
had to
from
stop
a
under
day
an
or so ago?
outcropping.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You stopped where?
Under an outcropping of rocks.
An outcropping, you say?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, now I must insist to see your things.
Maybe.
What do we need to go from maybe to yes?
What do you need?
I
sir?
need my
Show us
picture.
yours, show yours.
You need.
You think we have it?
Okay. Details, man. Details.
Right. So it
More than
looks like this, and he kicks open his door, and
Oh my God.
inside
Oh, no.
you
Oh
see
no.
the crazy Charlie Day.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes!
or the Future Man season 3 like hut of drawings.
Crazy.
Yeah, of his picture. He's made clay models. He's had some dipped in bronze. Some are bejeweled. There's papers everywhere of the drawings. And there's like a day counter that has a like book's worth of pages just stapled on it, and it is it's days since I've seen my picture.
My God.
526 days since he's seen his picture.
Sir.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes. Cat.
That's rude.
Wow.
This picture.
Yes.
What makes it so special?
Well, first of all, it's mine. That is important to understand. The picture
Fair?
is mine. The picture belongs
If
to me.
that book
No.
went missing,
Nope.
put as much effort into it.
Nope. Picture belongs to me, and I belong to it. We are meant to be together. All right? I want that to be established.
All right.
All right. Good. Now that you understand that the picture is mine and I am the pictures, and we have a thing, me and the picture, right? Okay. So the picture is magic. Clearly you can figure that part out. Magic picture. Okay. Now, it's a very special magic picture. We got along swimmingly. Did everything it wanted for me. It did almost everything I wanted of it. But the picture owes me. The picture owes me. Now, the picture has been trying to hide from me. Keeps trying to hop these little adventurers down the river. Thinks I won't notice. Thinks I can't smell the picture on people. But I can. I can, picture. You hear that? Anyway. So.
Does it smell salty?
No. It's a river picture. Smells like fishing with your father. If my father ever took me fishing.
Fuck you and your NPCs, okay? I just have to say, I'm not okay.
All right.
Okay. We're all broken now.
There is just visible confusion. Want for answers, yet trepidation to receive them. All
right.
over Clever Stitch's face.
Yeah, well,
Just so confused.
yeah. So, what do you need in order for me to search your things?
Do you think that we have this picture?
Yes, I do.
So I'm assuming, just gonna take a wild gamble here. So you knew you were from out of town. You've already searched every local. It's why there were so many of your flyers still up. All of them have been searched. All of them know the drill. You're not finding it on anyone here, so you're waiting for it to come back to you.
Oh,
Have you sent people out to find it?
I have. I have sent people out
Then
to
we
find it.
search our
I have
things.
gone with them out to
fine.
find it, but the picture is clever. It is a clever picture. It's a very clever picture. It does not want to be found, but it wants to make its way down the river. Now, I have caught the picture before, but it has escaped. It has escaped my holding. So, I know, last I saw the picture was with people very much like you, but not actually at all like you as individuals, but a group, a similar type of like idea, a group, right? But they were headed from downriver to upriver, and I smelled the picture, and I chased the picture, and then they escaped. They went upriver with the picture, but the picture is cursed. The picture cannot leave the river, so I know it is either upriver
or downriver? And when last I saw it, it was going upriver, and you have come from upriver to downriver. It likes adventurers. It likes adventurers just like you, but not you in specific, more like the group of you, right? We're all with me on this. Because adventurers have a nasty habit of breaking curses, or in this case, magical security devices to make sure that the pitcher never leaves the river. But you wouldn't do that to me, would you? We're friends, aren't we?
Yep.
Sarai just upends her bag.
Ah! Wonderful! You are my friend. What is your name, fine lady?
Sarai,
Zoraide. I like it.
I too know what it is to have a picture that you care about that much.
Right? It's just sort of a moment that you share with another person. And sometimes pottery. Thank you. You don't have my picture. I can plainly see that, and I appreciate it. Ah, thank you. All right.
Can I
Treasure
make...
goes up
So-
next
no, no.
and she's wearing like next to nothing. She's like, I can flash you, but you ain't gonna find anything in there except tits.
No, I don't. I trust that the picture is not there. But you said you came with wagons, and wagons have things. And adventurers usually have bags, very special bags, bags that carry many things.
He wants us to search our bag of holding.
No, I
Clever
want to search
Stitch
your
will-
wagon first, but bag of
Clever
holding.
Stitch will poke his little paw into the handy haversack and root around, see if a picture comes out.
All right. He sees you doing it. What do you think of? Because you have to think of what you're trying to.
I think of. Okay, so the first time I try, picture.
Okay. No regular picture comes out, but he sees you do it. And he goes, "I knew it! I knew you had one. Now, here, look!" And he grabs a picture. He starts rifling through them. He's like, "This is the best one. You picture the picture. Picture the picture. Now think very hard when you go there. Think. Magic picture." And there's a magic picture in your bag.
Oh fuck!
Aha! I knew the picture was there! Quick, give it to me!
I'd like to make an Arcana check on this picture right fucking now.
I know when it
Before-
got in there.
How?
It was the night we slept in the cave, and
God,
we did a
fuck.
check to see if anything was missing, and he
You're
said,
right.
no, nothing's missing.
But we could.
But we had all already checked, so we couldn't see. And
You're right.
I think someone rolled to see if anything was added, but it was a shit check.
But we wouldn't have known to look in the bag for that specifically. I want to make an Arcana check right before you do anything.
Okay.
She gives Stitch the eyes of, You gotta make sure the bag didn't mess with anything for it. One moment. Arcana check.
As she makes the Arcana check, Tauroth, what would you like to do?
Seeing all this just happen, can I make like an insight check against this guy as soon as that picture comes out? Just
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just trying to get a read on what he's doing.
Yeah, make the
Using luck.
you can make the insight check.
I'm using luck.
Okay, and Clever Stitch, I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Fuck.
Would have been 14 on insight.
Okay.
Please.
Dirty 20 on Arcana.
Okay.
The natural 25! Oh, you can't take a picture from me, little gnome!
It's so he hasn't actually tried yet, but he's about to. And here's the thing. It's clearly a magic picture with the modified 20. You do know that. It reminds you of the elemental plane of water. There is that. It seems to have sort of bejeweled and bedazzled in corals and shells and pearls and precious shinies of the deep, essentially. But in kind of a muted form. Tauroth, you know this guy's been looking for this picture for a long time. It's not the last time he's seen it. It has a habit of escaping from him. He's not quite violent or dangerous, and even if he is violent, he's not dangerous. Like he's not. You guys outlevel him tremendously. But
there's some real like we're not quite sure how far this guy will go to get to like try to hold on to the pitcher here. Clever Stitch, while that is happening, as you out the pitcher feels it when you pulled it out, it felt normal, but then as you present it, it feels slick, wet, slippery.
I bet it does.
Slippery, sort of like a like an eel or a squid, or something. And so as you like it starts to almost rumble on its own, and you do the I'm gonna and then you just like two arm like hug grab it.
Yep.
And as you're doing, he's like, no, don't. It's trying to good job.
Is it a pitcher like
Like a water pitcher.
It has an open top? Or
yes.
does it have a
So there is a lid to it, but it's like a pouring pitcher. Yeah. Talroth, you had something real quick?
Yeah, if I saw him trying to reach out for Stitch to try to grab the pitcher, if I could like put a hand on him to just kind of hold him down a little bit, just like, hey, let's ease up.
Sure, make a athletics check. We're gonna call it a grapple check.
All right, I'll actually switch back to the dice roller for this.
Okay.
So dirty 20, but again, not like trying to grab him, just like just calm down.
Yeah, he's kind of a jumping bean at this point. You've got your hand on him, trying to like hold him down. He gets a little calmer when Clever Stitch gets like the bear hug on the pitcher. So Clever Stitch, you were speaking. Oh, you pull the stopper. Okay.
I'm scared. But curiosity killed the cat, so
Satisfaction brought it back.
Yeah.
You pull the stopper, you pull the lid, and this tidal wave washes out of the hut. I would like everyone to make I think it's a strength dexterity saving throw.
Strength or dexterity?
I said both, didn't I? I apologize. 1 second. I'm actually pulling up the.
If we can pick, that's fine.
It is a. Let's see. Strength saving throw. Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure
Yes.
it's strength?
Positive.
What up, bitch? Natural 20, 25.
17 for a 17.
10.
I rolled a 5, so it's a 4 now.
Oh.
23, but can I try to catch Talroth on the way out?
Not this time. And the gnome failed as well. What Clever Stitch and Treasure realize is and Fable, yes, and Fable. What Clever Stitch, Fable, and Treasure realize is that this hut is sort of made to break apart when a massive wave of water happens from the inside. Yeah. So that does happen. Your friends get washed out. You guys are going to take a little bit of bludgeoning damage as you like ride this wave out of the building. It's going to be 15 points of bludgeoning damage. The gnome goes with you, and he lands. You guys are both prone, hit like in the wave pool with the wave that's too big for you, and you're a little kid, you know. So he sort of sits up and like nose spurts water out, and is like coughing and spitting. He goes, "Don't let her go!" And Clever Stitch, you see, body a trail of water out of the pitcher. This slightly a effeminate mer triton creature, a genie of the elemental plane of water, a Marid, is what they are called, and but it is in a feminine form, sort of like the water bearer, sort of the zodiac sign, or Aquarius. Yeah, I also think of those like
fairy tale.
Yeah, of those like blue opal people from Valerian and the City of a Thousand, or the Planet of a Thousand Cities, City of a Thousand Planets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that, mixed with a mer person. Like, just Venn diagram those visuals together.
It's fucking Aquarius from Fairy Tale. That's exactly in the picture and the everything. It's 100% her.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, though.
Yep.
Carry on. Sorry.
And she's she immediately looks at Clever Stitch and goes, "Where am I? Ah, damn it! Asmol, I've told you. No more wishes for you."
Oh.
So, sorry to jump in, but since me and the gnome failed, would I have flown out next to him with the water?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, seeing all this happening, am I close enough to try to pick his pockets? Because if he kept something prisoner, at this point, it's like, okay.
Look for the key.
I want to see if he has, like, sleight of hand just as I'm helping him up.
Sure, you can make a sleight of hand check. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Fable, suddenly enraged at an elemental who seems not okay with their situation, is, "I'm sorry, you told him what? Is he trying to, are you alright? Blink twice if you need out. I'll kill him right now." She's fucking ready.
Make a persuasion check.
I will.
And that's a 25 on sleight of hand to see if there's anything on him that might be related to this.
Okay. Yeah. Tucked into his fishing belt sash, there is a small coral rod that has a magical hum to it.
22, by the way. That was a nat 19 plus my 3. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
She looks at you and says, "I would, yes, please, desperately, but not yet.
You need something back, don't you?"
Oh, I do." And he's standing up as Tauroth is pulling him. "Don't listen to her. She's tricksy."
You quiet. Just fury now. Gone from cute, I want to be a friend to shut up, you potential slaver. I'll fucking kill you. What do you need from him? At the mermaid.
I know. She opens her mouth and closes it.
Oh, fuck.
Can I ask your name?
Yes. Cafe.
Nice to meet you. I'm Clever Stitch. Can I ask about your, well, probably one-sided agreement with the sir back there?
He's not that bad, to be perfectly honest. And it wasn't always so one-sided, but he's been a little clingy the past 100 years. You know gnomes. They live a long time.
Interesting. Okay. Would you like to be not here?
Well, I've been trying to leave this river for, a while.
All right. Just gonna look at, cause who all is back there with the gnome? Talroth and Saride?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. He will.
Saride angrily. Talroth kind of neutral. Saride not pleased.
He will look back
Every
at the two of
fucking
them.
time, it's me and Talroth, and they're like, "Ooh, let's save Talroth." Motherfucker has evasion. He has dexterity. He can fucking stick a landing at 20 paces. I got nothing, motherfuckers. But no, it's fine. You just let me just rattle down the water. So now it's just there drying out your hair.
I had no choice to save anyone at all. I happily would have saved you if I had that option.
I would have been better at strength saves, but man, something's just weird now.
But you
Time
weird.
Listen, I was gonna body block the door until everything was the door.
Clever Stitch will look back at the two and just go, eh?
Table's behind him.
the to Saride and Tauroth, while they're talking to the Marid, the gnome is very quickly talking with you all, and he goes, You can't listen to her. Marids don't believe that material people are people. That they think that they're just slaves. I was an amazing shipwright. I had done it for 200 years. She had an entire pirate crew enslaved. She got mad when I bound her to this stupid river. And she was out there trying to take over all of the 7 seas. But I was here, and you know what? I kept her in check. But, I mean, sure, I got some fun wishes out of it, but that's how they get you. They think, oh, I'm going to give you some wishes. And you're like, oh, there's nothing going to, the wishes are free, but they're never free. Wishes are never free. But no, so I made sure that she was stuck with me. I did it for, well, everybody, including me. I'm not going to lie, like it was for me too. But, you know, she's really dangerous. She's the slaver. Yeah, you can make an insight check.
16.
Okay. To his mind, he is being absolutely honest. You can make a history check or an arcana check as well.
23 history.
So, yeah, you do know that the genies, the hierarchical place of genies in each of the elemental planes. They do sit at the top, right? They are the most intelligent. They do often have slaves and indentured servants. It is common among elementals, and so it is a perceived natural order to them. And Marids very much are of the opinion that humanoids are very low on the totem pole. It is well within the realm of possibility that that a Marid would manipulate those making wishes to purely benefit her. The other thing to know is that entities from the elemental planes that are bound as genies, as serving genies, as wish granters, it's usually a punishment of some kind from genie society. That is, it's a type of exile.
Okay.
Yeah, so as he was ranting and when I was helping him up, I would have kind of slipped that rod under my cloak into my belt and just make sure it's out of sight from him.
Absolutely. He hasn't realized it's gone yet.
Excellent.
All right, now, okay. So I didn't catch your name before because you spouted off like a bunch of different things I didn't hear, so I'm just going to call you Short until you correct me. Is that okay?
Bump to Small.
Small still short, so let's just go with Small. So, Smalls.
Asmal.
You said Basmal.
Asmal. Bumped Asmal.
Okay, so in any case, you said that that she's really trapped you, but she's the one who has been stuck in that picture, right?
Well, yeah, she wants me to wish her out of the picture, and I don't want to wish her out of the picture because, one, wishes, but two, she's really dangerous.
Well, how dangerous can she be if you keep her trapped in a picture? That's
Waiting
what
is
I
sleep
would
doesn't
say.
make it right.
Now, I didn't trap her in the picture. She was my captain's, and then she convinced me to steal her from the captain, and then I got to be the captain, and then she was like, "Why don't you be an admiral?" And then she was like, "Oh, you live for how long?" And I was like, "I don't know, maybe 1,000 years." And she's like, "Oh, you could live with me, and we would be friends. Maybe more. And I was like, well, that sounds lovely. And then she was like, well, after I'd made my third wish, she's like, I don't need you anymore. I need someone new to make wishes. And I was like, but we had a thing. And then she did, and I got her someone new to make wishes with. And then it just felt sort of used and on the side. But, 100 years later, we found each other again, and I was, she was like, you were always my best wish maker. And I was like, I know! Why did you not let me do it again? And she was like, well, it had to be 100 years. And I was like, I can do that. I'm old. And she was like, yeah. So when I got my chance to make wishes that time, I wished for a way to always find her and have her nearby. And so I had one. But she's tricksy. She tries to hide, and she gets people like you to find her and make wishes for her. But I've been clever. And, I'm gonna live like another 500 years. It's not that long.
Well, that does bring up the question, what do you have that can find her?
Oh, I have this... Oh no! Where'd it go? And he starts rapidly scrambling around, looking at all of the stones along this beach, looking for his coral rod, essentially.
What is it? What are you looking for?
It's like this long. It's coral. It and he describes it. Tauroth, you clearly, whether you've seen it or not, you have handled the man's rod.
Hey, Sarai, why don't we go check over here since he seems to have all that kind of, well, occupied.
All right. Okay.
So just kind of start walking a little more towards everyone else, kind of keeping between the gnome and the Merid, and then just move my cloak aside and just kind of point to what's on my belt.
For fuck's sake!
No. Had a feeling. Went on my gut. Trust me.
Trust you? All right.
Meanwhile, Clever Stitch, Treasure, and Fable are there. It's the wishes. It's given him wish madness, and I want to spread the wealth.
I don't know anything about genies, jinns, and the like being where I'm from.
Yeah, you can make the same Arcana and History check.
I don't got an Arcana, but I will happily make a history.
Awesome, make a History check.
Can I assist as an elemental creature myself?
I'm
I theoretically know those things?
I'm gonna ask you to make a separate one on
I
your
will make a separate
own
check.
because you guys are listening to her and formulating your own opinions based on your own interactions.
I would like to know, essentially I want to know, is this creature genuinely more dangerous if we let her go? Honestly, I don't necessarily want her to stay with him because keeping a captive of a captor is not necessarily it's a vicious cycle and it feels icky. And elementals being held captive is a sore spot for her. But if this is a problematic bitch, essentially.
What'd you get, Treasure?
Dirty 20.
Okay. Fable?
A 12.
A 12? Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, in general, genies that grant wishes aren't, the stories of them are that sometimes some genies manipulate wishes, some don't, right? That's, a number of different stories for whatever the fantasy version of Aladdin with a nice genie is, the Aladdin 2 with an evil Jafar genie exists as well. So, Treasure. Oh, with a modified 20. Yeah, you know a little. You know a little more, closer to what I told Saride about the hierarchy of elemental beings. Marids have a distinct disdain and think all others are inferior to them, including other Marids. To a Marid's mind, they are the pinnacle of creation.
Can I do an insight check on her? Just
Yeah.
because we are hearing two sides of an argument. A 22.
Okay.
And Clever Stitch is he is inclined to believe her as the captive.
Mm-hmm.
So that will probably color that insight check some. But
Yeah. Yeah, you I will say you do believe her more than him. She is very convincing. Well, let me rephrase. Because she rolled a 15 on her persuasion check. So while she paints him as entirely she's reading the situation. She knows that she's using the sympathy that you guys have for her to get her desired outcome, which is for her to leave this place. But she is doing so very skillfully, and
there.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, he's gonna look at the two of them. You're both terrible, but we will figure out something to do. All right?
You're terrible. You're all terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're gonna continue to kind of argue over you. You guys have gotten the gist of what they're saying, what they're begging. You know, they both start telling stories. Her about him keeping her prisoner. Him about her, killing his entire crew after he wished to be in charge. Because he was at the bottom, and in order for him to be in charge, everybody else had to be dead, and now they could get a new crew, right? It's stuff like that, and so they go back and forth, and for every terrible tale one of them has, the other has an equally terrible decision moment.
Yeah. All right, crew. Thoughts, opinions.
I don't want to unpack any of this. Just set the whole thing on fire.
Bad.
Throw the whole side quest away.
Just put it back in the quest log. Leave it here.
Later.
Never come back to it.
Go back to the save point. Come back. I'm sorry. I insisted we level up and do these side quests. I'm sorry. I feel like this is my fault.
No.
And I have driven us down a wrong path by doing the pitcher chant.
No, absolutely.
But I have I have a suggestion. It's not going to be pretty.
All right.
You could wish away her ability to grant wishes. She will have no reason to stick around and be a terrible person. He will have no reason to keep her, and she can go about her business. That way, it's neither one absolutely wins, but neither of them absolutely loses. And we don't have to feel fucking guilty, because if he's abusing her wishes and she's abusing his use of her wishes, that feels like the right fix. Because while I'm not about humans or humanoid or people, anyone enslaving the elementals, she glares at the gnome. I'm also not about people manipulating people's feelings with their magic. It gives us a bad name, and you're why people enslave us. Stop it. She's not happy with either of them. Mom is angry.
All right.
Yeah, oh, no, that you know what? You're right. Oh, that's perfectly fair. You should definitely take away my ability to grant the wishes.
Oh, I don't even need an insight check to tell that that is straight up manipulation as fuck. You've even switched accents to sound more like you come where I come from, but you don't. So stop that nonsense right fucking now.
Alright, Talroth? Opinions? Thoughts?
Are you doing puppy dog eyes as her? Yeah, stop.
I may not come from where you come from, but I want to. Perhaps you could show it to me if I was able to leave the river.
Listen, bitch. I'll kill you myself. I will turn this whole ship around.
So I'm just kind of wondering, at least just from my own curiosity, you grant 3 wishes and then you're done.
Oh, for about 100 years, especially for the same person, but sometimes strong individuals, if I have granted wishes and they are figures of importance, I can grant additional wishes, but it is generally 3 per person.
Now, 3 per person right there. So at least with our current group as we sit right now, that's about 15 wishes, right?
If you all were figures of destiny, sometimes, yes.
Ah, so that's a 3 based on circumstances. So it might not even be 3. So
Oh.
you could be lying to us about how many wishes you granted.
At a minimum, 3. At a minimum.
Nope. Not
Alright.
about.
Thoughts? Opinions?
I'm disappointed in all of us. She just shuts up.
Alright. My thoughts are that we let it be and that we just let the girl go. So, if any of you want wishes, we can maybe get some. I personally do not, because this seems like the wrong person to get wishes from. And he will clearly say that out loud because she's kind of an asshole.
I'm a super great wish giver. I am the best. I am wish giver 101.
I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So perhaps we just break the rod, punt the pitcher down the river, and let her be? Or do any of you want wishes?
I don't think we should punt the pitcher. Isn't there a whole thing where if you punt or hurt the genie's object, that can be a problem?
Probably, so we can gently toss the pitcher into the water.
She looks at the mirror just for confirmation on the...
Right. Usually, 1 a year. Ah, all right. So, she is a...
She's weird.
What I will say is this. You guys have done good enough history checks. It is odd that she can grant wishes to the same creature more than once in their existence. And it's usually a year for her to recharge.
Matthew wants a wish so bad. So when do you run into genies, am I right? Alright. So does anybody have any specific desires?
Well, none that can be fixed by a wish spell for me.
Do you want to wish your card game never happened?
I may not be the smartest crayon in the box, but even I have a little more sense than to try to fuck around too much with time and all that.
God bless you, Talroth.
Yeah.
Being like, wait, never mind. Not doubling down on the time flip.
Fair. All right. So are we all in favor of yeeting this pitcher?
I mean, you could at least take me to the bottom of the river. Eat
Look,
me into
I-
the
I-
ocean. The ocean
This
is
is almost a
much bigger.
cultural thing for me, and I don't feel right yeeting a pitcher where we come from.
No.
There's a whole lot of bad luck there with yeeting genie lamps or
right.
genie rings or
Mm-hmm.
genie
We're
swords.
also not going to the ocean anytime
Oh, no.
soon.
I will not yeet her into the ocean, but
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a tiny plastic bag and we're going to put her in that. And then we're going to walk her carefully down to the riverside. And then we're going to lower the plastic bag into the water and open the top up so that she has time to acclimate.
Well, acclimate to the
And
water.
then when she's ready, when she's comfortable, we'll let her go ahead and float out on her own. Or to save time, we'll just say we're fucking yeeting the pitcher.
I can help.
No, you're not talking.
Just saying. You know,
Sure, you
people
can
could
both.
live longer, or
Can I do a history check on any specific djinns that can do that? The type of wish nonsense she can?
yes, I will let you make a history check on that. Yeah, go ahead.
22.
Nice.
Ooh. A genie. So traditional genies that are trapped and are wish granters, right? Have the magic to grant 3 wishes to a creature in its existence. She it is very rare that genies have the ability to grant them to creatures multiple times in their existence. There's a recharge period, usually about a year, before they could grant wishes at all, right? There are different. So this part is more legend lore, I guess, a little more myth and supposition, right? The genies that are able to grant wishes to things multiple times in their existence are genies that are, one, probably exceptionally powerful, or were of a great hierarchy before they were imprisoned and sentenced to this. They are also the wish granting service, right? It is the genie version of exile and community service together, right? And it is these are genies of power, of reputation, of skill. These are not genies that would want to be destroyed, right? Their communities wouldn't want them killed, but they need to learn some sort of lesson or achieve some sort of penance. And the genies that can grant multiple wishes to the same creature have the chance to do it faster. But you get the feeling the wishes have to be made in good faith, or the results, so the wishes have to be granted, usually in a non-fucked up way, right? So the genies that can do it to the same creature in its existence basically get multiple chances to do right by that creature. Or if they're exceptionally cruel, multiple chances to harm that creature.
Okay.
As this whole conversation's happening, just still kind of bantering back and forth with the mayor. Mostly, I'm just trying to keep her distracted from everyone else.
Okay.
Could I try to find out her name?
Yeah, Cafe.
Oh, you did say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I misheard.
It's like a spicy coffee. I could help.
Yeah.
I could help so much. There are dragons I could help with. There are ages and people getting old, and there's finding stuff, finding people, and birds, fiery birds, and weddings. I could help with weddings.
Okay, Nespresso, listen up.
Ooh,
We
cafe
understand.
Nespresso. Ooh. Sorry, I don't know why that happened.
No, it's all good.
No?
I'm turning the stream around. I quit.
All right, so I understand. I definitely got the gist of how powerful and all you are, but why don't we just tone it down to like a 5 or so? Because I think you're kind of sitting like a 9. Let's just drop it here, because you keep using a lot of fancy stuff that just don't make sense to me.
Oh, okay. I mean,
and just so Cody, just so you know,
Yeah.
This is me still trying to just.
sure, absolutely.
If I have to make like a persuasion or deception check or anything.
No, yeah, I think it was a good persuasion made. She does the infinite cosmic power, itty bitty living space bit, just to show what a 9 is, and so yeah, there's, she's there for that.
The thing that
Mhm.
he has
Mhm.
that is trapping you here, is it trapping you within the river, or is it just to re-find you? A la tuning rod thing.
She opens her mouth and then closes it.
Alright? Sir,
We all
This
agreed
thing
that the picture was mine.
you agreed that the picture was yours.
And you all were tacit in the acceptance of that statement, and the picture was mine, and I am it, and we belong together.
Well, then I'm sure if fate is worth the having it that way, I believe in true love and soulmates. You'll find your way back together no matter what happens to it. So really, a test of your love makes this a better story, don't you fucking think?
And not to mention, we never actually agreed to find you a picture. You first demanded that you search our bags to see if we had it to begin with, so
Because
no
you were
agreement was
thieves! You
actually
were picture
made.
thieves! Picture thieves! Picture thieves!
Picture thieves. You're the one who said to check our bags. You're the one who wanted to go into our bags without us knowing who you were, so technically, you, sir, are the thief.
You, sir.
Talroth? Talroth, motherfucking Oakenblade, you shut your mouth right now.
Oh my god.
Ah! All
He
right.
does have a point, given that it's you talking to specifically in this moment, which has a point. The irony is, well, you know what? We'll come back to that as a lesson later.
Bumped is, he's ranting and raving. He's a mad gnome. He's a mad gnome, which is apparently the only type of gnome Cody has in any of his games, because
All of them are mad.
yeah, all
Welcome
gnomes are
to
mad.
gnome-
Well, a lot of emotion in very small bodies. We
Yeah.
get crazy real fast.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine
Welcome to Gnomehood.
Does
the
he?
emotion
does he-
growing, the body doesn't.
Does he look like he casts magic at all?
No. Rudimentary, cantrip, first level at most. Yeah, he doesn't cast magic. He's got a couple. Gnomes are naturally inherently magical, so he does have probably some things that help him, like fish and dredge the river. So, like little bits of water control and stuff like that. Illusion magics are usually very common with gnomes, but he is by no means a accomplished spellcaster. Like the tidal wave almost KO'd him.
Oh.
Treasure's gonna take a moment because this has been headache inducing, all of this, and she's still soaked.
Yeah.
She's gonna look at Bloodburner. She's like, give me this one, and she's going to intimidate the shit out of both the Merid and the gnome to just shut them up,
Okay.
so that we as a group can discuss what we're going to do.
Okay. Yeah, make your intimidation check.
That is a 14 plus 8.
Okay. Yeah, the rages of Bloodburner ignite behind you in a show of thaumaturgy as you shut down both Bompt and Cafe.
Okay. Clearly, we didn't necessarily mean to walk into this position, but here we are. What are we going to do about it?
My thoughts are 4 options. Give her back to the gnome. Bad. Set her free. Possibly bad. Wish that she can no longer grant wishes.
Feels like a fucking trap.
Also bad. Shove her back in the bag. Maybe bad.
I'm down for trying to take her with us. We can find maybe her people. See if we know that genies are like this or outcasts, we can find where she belongs and talk to them. And maybe that's their problem, not ours. But either way, we're separating the wish madness from the wish granter and wish manipulator. And we're stopping other people in this town having to deal with this bullshit all the time. For a while.
Yeah.
I mean, for the town overall, it's pretty good.
That's kind of my thought too.
As long as we don't make wishes, she just stays in that bottle until we figure stuff
The great
out.
thing about the sack there is it shouldn't matter if we accidentally say, if we made something out loud, unless we're going out of our way to make a wish to her, she shouldn't hear anything or be aware of anything going on in there. In theory.
Mm-hmm. Any
Well then.
objections from just our party? No,
Not you two.
no wish granter or wish grantee opinions asked for.
Who's got the bag of holding the dropper in?
I've got the haversack.
Yep.
Saride's got the bag of holding. On Miranda. And
I'm
he
glad
will-
you named your bag Miranda. Or Iro, whichever one it is.
It's Miranda. Iro's a god.
Oh, that's true.
It's true. I will turn to the gnome.
Mhm.
Your stick, sir. Did it trap her to the river, or was it just to find her?
I'm not helping you.
We can just break the stick.
Or kill you.
She's over it, so she's going to walk up to the gnome. Listen, I can break the stick or I can break you. Either way, I'm going to find out.
Make another intimidation check.
That one's going to be an 18 total.
Okay. The gnome, he's definitely scared. But here's the deal. He is resolute. The only thing he wants in this world is to have that picture back, and helping people that are ostensibly taking it from him is just not going to happen. Doesn't really matter unless you guys can magically compel him to do it. And even then, you get the feeling that it is a magical compulsion that is, most of those spells say, like, unless you tell them to go hurt themselves. It is akin to that. He feels so strongly about having this that separating him from it to him is tantamount to danger and or suicide, right?
Got it.
Listen, we keep the stick. That's it. We keep the stick. And if for some reason we cannot travel past the river with this picture, we'll check, then we break it. We'll find out we have to travel down river anyway. We're not going to be leaving the river for quite some time. It's going to take us a minute to get out, I believe, if our travel is correct.
So
That we
right,
sti-
can you can you identify this?
No,
Oh,
not Thosen.
I couldn't remember who out of all of you magic users could and could not identify
fair.
things.
May we have
We can just ask Thosen to identify it tomorrow.
We can. She's going to wring some of the water out of her hair, and Megan feels so shitty about this. Mantle of Majesty on herself.
Oh,
Which
Okay.
allows her to cast command.
yes.
Okay.
She's going to look at him and say, "Tell me."
Okay. What is the saving throw? What is the DC?
Hold on.
It's your spell save DC. It's not.
I know. I'm trying to find it. 17.
17. Yeah, he fails. He will, to save us some time, I'm going to say you probably have to cast it a couple of times, because he will attempt to only tell you, he'll tell you the wrong thing, he'll tell you this, but like, you know, you really have to, like, it's haranguing him. You got to like narrow it down to really get it out of him. But to save us, we'll cut that montage, right? The
Meisner, tell me.
right. Yeah, and tell me is 2 words technically, so it's got to be
Tell.
like tell.
Truth.
Truth.
Tell. Rod. Tell truth, Rod. Rod, tell truth. Rod. Truth tell. Truth tell, Rod.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
with each of those, Treasure's getting closer to slapping him.
and yep. It does come out. So we'll skip past the and then moments. To what you find out is that the wish is that it was multiple wishes. The rod is it helps. The rod always tells him when the pitcher is near. Right. When you're attuned to it, you can smell it, sense it, feel it. Okay. That is what the rod does. The curse was that so long as he remained in the river valley, so too would the pitcher. Now
Time to move, buddy.
it is that is an effect that you could wish away.
Remove curse. I have a scroll of remove curse.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Is it technically a curse? I'm not sure.
You called it a curse a lot of times,
did.
so that is
That's
why
fine.
I was
You-
specifically.
I'll give you a spellcasting check on
I'll
it.
use the check. We have never used it, and I'm gonna forget that I have it. It's right here next to my dinosaur egg I've done nothing with for a month and a half. It's just in my backpack, being warm.
No.
So I'd like. Megs, it's dead. It's gone.
We
Okay.
haven't dealt with that thing in like 4 months. That thing is.
She reminds me of it on occasion. I will say,
that-
when you get to the forge, you hatch the dinosaur egg as like a little allosaur, so you can take him with you. Yeah, you can take
Amazing.
him with you, or you can have left him behind. It's up to you.
Okay, I would like to say right now, I do not want this to be a trinket situation. I would just like it to be fine and Screebers to take it to hide when we're in danger, so I don't have to worry about keeping the pet alive.
Sure.
I just want, please.
Yeah, it'll be mostly a Blanche situation until you try to. Let me rephrase. It'll be mostly a cute pet situation until we try to train it, and then
I'm
it'll
not trying to chain it. I'm not trying to try to do anything.
and then it's a Blanche, situation.
It's just cute.
I-
It's just cute.
That damn
goes from-
monkey still has a flying broom and
It goes from Finn to Blanche like that.
and a
It-
mechanical guardian, I believe.
No,
Last
my
we
tiny-
saw Blanche.
Yeah, Blanche is running Jalen Ursai.
There's
Blanche is the childlike emperor now. It
Yeah,
is a monkeytocracy.
Why it's childlike and not just child.
Yes.
Look, sometimes it makes weird noises. It asks for a lot of
I
bananas.
think it's a very furry child. We're not entirely sure.
We don't we don't think that this child is capable of speech. And also
Listen,
has
don't
a
you
tail.
dare talk about my emperor that way.
So I'm making a spell check, yes?
Yeah,
Yes.
go for
Great.
it. Charisma mod only, I'm going to say DC 19.
Charisma mod.
Yep. Akin to the wish spell is what it's trying to break. So.
I'm gonna use luck. And I'm gonna not break my mug because the dice bounced off of it, but I'm not calling it cocked. I'm using luck instead because things went weird.
Yeah.
Yes! Exactly a 19. 16 plus 3.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Yeah. So you do remove the curse from the pitcher.
All right. So we keep the rod. We keep the pitcher.
Mhm.
Both go into bags. Separate bags.
Oh, wise. Wise. One in the haversack, one in the bag of holding. Keep the rod and the pitcher separate.
Yeah.
That does raise a question of where is the rod?
You had it, didn't you?
Please.
I didn't find no rod. Kidding.
But look at me, not saying shit.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, Fable will look flames on the side of my face. Just still. Oh my god, no. Still in the pissed at the whole situation face of she's never looked older in her life. In her tiny, youthful face, she suddenly looks 90. Done with it. It's just, and if we find you following us, I'm gonna let that one, and she gestures at Treasure, who we've been holding back with a whip in a chair, beat you into a pulp. You'll no longer be a gnome, you'll be a pudding. Alright? She'll come back to you if she's meant to fucking come back to you. But if we find you following us, to look for her, we're going to step on you.
All right. He does seem to get the idea. You guys begin to load the rod and the pitcher into the respective holding places. I'd like all of you to make perception checks.
$16.
8.
Dirty 20.
27.
Cool.
16.
Okay. She rolled very high, but 27 beats it. Yeah, she rolled a natural 19 plus 5 on a stealth check. So, as she is being drawn back into the pitcher and the pitcher is being put into the, say, haversack or the bag of holding, whichever one, doesn't matter.
Sure.
There's definitely a moment just before her head and shoulders disappear back into the pitcher that you see her sort of lock eyes with the gnome.
Hey, I'm leaving that between them. I ain't gonna say shit.
All right.
Good. Is just right and true.
Well, there you go. So, that's going to bring our adventure for this evening to an end. You guys, are you planning on sticking around Valley Walk, or are we moving on next session?
We're moving
I think we move on.
Okay.
And if we have to deal with the river stuff while we're going, we'll deal with the river stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think we want to necessarily do it as a...
The only other thing you
side quest.
needed to stay in town, if you wanted to take the job on the Wraith, that would be like a stay a day. But it's not it's again very much a side quest. Like it's not.
We don't have any holy people.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So,
No healers, no holy people. Whatever will we do?
What a goddamn group we are.
so you guys do begin to make your way down the river with this this magical jug, with this genie-bound jug in your possession. And so we shall see if ever in the future those moments of desperation become so great that a wish comes in handy. Sounds like fun to me. All right, guys, we are going to say goodnight, but we will see you guys next time. But until then, be cool.